Glorious day, everybody. It's Wegadesk here, and we are beginning to serve everybody with this document that I published this morning on my webpage, as well as on the Abused by Diving Canada support group page on Facebook. And we are serving everybody this document. We're here at Check News, and we're going to be hitting up all the media outlets. The courts is getting this, and I'm also going to be reading this publicly at the courthouse on Thursday, December 1st at noon in Victoria, BC at 850 Burdett Ave. So let's come on in and give this service. Very important that the sexual exploitation of children starts to be addressed. Hello there, I have a package for you. All right, there it is. Thank you so much. Right on, there we go. Check News. Hopefully we'll see you Thursday, noon, December 1st at the Courthouse, Victoria, BC. Thank you. Let's go. Next one. All right, guys, here we are at CTV News, downtown Victoria, and we are now going to serve them with this document, Publication of Atrocious Records, so that they're aware that I'm going to be publicly reading this out at the courthouse, downtown Victoria. Let's give it to them. Good day, sir. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. I would like to make sure that this gets to the head of the department here. It's about a major news story that's happening. Would you be able to forward that to them, or would you like me to introduce it to them?
You have, like, what kind of event is it?
Sorry?
What kind of event is it?
An event?
Yeah.
It's going to be a public declaration of the injustices going on in the courthouse that continue to contribute to the sexual exploitation of children.
Okay.
I highly encourage you to either forward this to somebody.
You have to mail it, or the only way to get to these people is by email?
Okay, sir, I'm going to leave this here because it's my duty to serve this organization with this notice. And if it were to come by mail, it would come the same way. It would be delivered here. So I highly encourage you to forward this up the chain of command, because if you don't, you will be progressing and protecting the sexual exploitation of children in our country. Undeniably. The records are here. Thank you so much.
I can.
Have a good day, sir.
It will be just go to the garbage.
All right, glorious day, everyone. We are now here in front of the sheriff's office at the Victoria Courthouse. We're serving them notice with this publication of the atrocious record of what's been going on in here, as I have tried to progress a case through the court system that is looking at the exploitation of children in government-funded organizations. And so I'm giving them this service and letting them know that on Thursday, December 1st, I'm going to be back. So let's go in there and give it to them. And you know, they were very kind last time I was here, so I'm sure they're going to be happy to get this. Never forget the power of deep breaths, folks. The air is so powerful, and we want to be influenced by it as often as we can. Thank you, God. Thank you, great spirits. Thank you, guardian angels. Thank you, prosperity angels. Thank you to all the positive forces that are allowing me to process this case. Thank you so much to the sheriff's office, who I know wants my case to see justice as much as anybody else, so that the public can feel good about having their kids in sports, man. One of the healthiest places for a kid to be is doing sports. We got to get rid of all these perverts and potentially change the system that seems to not be able to cope with the overwhelming amount of crime. Thank you. And one of the real issues with this case, and I imagine many cases is that the insurance company gets involved and suppresses the record. And there's actually a law in Canadian law that says nonprofits cannot carry on business for an insurance company. But when these lawyers, who are very well respected people in our environment, advise these nonprofit employees not to say anything, of course they don't say anything because lawyers are so well respected. But just by those nonprofit employees acting on the advice of the insurance companies, they are breaking the law. And this is one of the things that I tried to bring forward. Good day, how are you?
Good.
Excellent. Colleen, is it?
Yeah, how are you doing today?
Excellent. Thank you so much. I'm doing so well. The other day I was in, and the next day after that I came back and I talked to Lisa.
Okay.
And so I'm here. I told you guys that I would be back with written delivery of what we talked about. And I will also be back on Thursday, December 1st at noon. I will be reading the documents in here as a public declaration to bring greater awareness to the injustices going on in our community and nationally as well. As you know, child sexual abuse is on the rise, and the judicial system has ruled, even at the highest level of our courts, that the industry isn't capable to deal with it. So we're going to bring some public attention to this. So I just wanted to deliver that to you guys so that you have notice of that. And I will be back Thursday at noon.
Okay, just to let you know that nobody can be recording. It's a judge's order.
Okay.
No recording in the courthouse. So make sure that everybody knows that if they're coming back on Thursday. So I'd ask your friend right now to turn that off.
Okay, are we in a courthouse now, or is this the sheriff's office?
You're in the courthouse.
Okay. And so I'm curious to know if not wanting to be recorded seems to be a type of protection from exposing actions.
It's a judge's order.
Okay, well, if you could forward this and maybe talk to a judge and ask a judge, hey, this gentleman wants to film to help this process. But the issue is oftentimes is the professionals in the industry are bound by their professional reputation, so they're unable to make the proper and good choices. So I hear what you're saying, and I will contact the judges in any manner that I can. I'm actually on my way upstairs to give it to the Supreme Court scheduling so that they get one as well. And remember, what I want to remind everybody is anybody who creates resistance for this case is personally supporting the sexual exploitation of children. And I tell you guys this personally because I'm here to provide you an opportunity to gain good karma so that you will be empowered and have a better life.
So, and I'm not trying to minimize anything you're saying, and what you're saying is important stuff. But the thing about the filming is that it's a broad statement because you feel very passionately, obviously, about this topic.
Yes.
Someone else may feel very passionately about something else and come to the courthouse, and it may be a negative thing. I'm not saying yours is. I'm just
Sure.
general. So, for example, someone can come into the courthouse and start filming witnesses or security measures in the courthouse.
Of course.
There's a broad blanket statement saying you can't film in the courthouse. There is a process for you to apply to be able to film because they
Sure.
recognize that there are situations where it is appropriate. And I think that's through the office.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your input.
Website. But until you get that approval, we do actually have to ask that you don't film.
Sure.
Because it's for security and for the rights and privacy of the general public. I mean, admittedly, there's no one in here right now, but if you say we're filming in the hallway, you may accidentally film, say, for example, the victim of a trial involving sexual abuse, and that's unfair to them to actually be filmed on video.
And that's a hypothetical situation that is preventing a real case from coming through. So,
That's
sir.
why there's a process for you to apply to film.
Thank
But
you.
Until you get that approval,
Yep.
the hypothetical is kind of what it's about because you don't know who you're filming, you don't know what you're filming, you don't know why you're filming. You know why you're filming it, but you don't know what you're catching.
Thank you, sir. What's your name?
My name's Duncan.
Duncan. Hey, Duncan. My name's Wegades.
Yes. And we've talked before when you had that matter upstairs in the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and so I have been through the prescribed methods, but the prescribed by the system methods. And at almost every point, I have been met with resistance. And what the industry seems to be ignorant to is the fact that crime now has become so powerful that it's creating victims that are incapable of reaching justice because the laws and regulations of the justice system prevent it. For example, as a human being and a First Nation citizen, I'm entitled to document my process through this case. Now, I would more agree with you if I hadn't gone through the prescribed methods already. But I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, and the records that are on here, that the prescribed method, which includes no filming, is a part of a process that is restricting justice when child exploitation is happening. And the highest courts have ruled it.
I'm not disagreeing, I can't make a statement.
Thank you, sir.
But I'm not disagreeing with you about that. I'm purely talking about the use of cameras in the courthouse.
Of course.
And so we can't make that decision about what's acceptable filming and what's not acceptable filming. We shouldn't be making those judgments.
I can.
Yeah.
I can, and I am.
We can't, right?
I know, because you're an employee.
We're part of the system, I understand that.
Yeah.
And because we're part of the system, and because there's this judge's order in place, we have to request that unless you have approval, you don't film.
Thank you, Duncan. I appreciate your request, and I'm letting you know that due to the circumstances, which is allowed by the Supreme Court rules, proceedings may take place outside of regular circumstances if the circumstances require it. And I'm telling you, I respect your request and your opinion, which is coming from you, an employee of the system, which me from outside of the system is trying by all responsible means possible to supply this issue with the publicity it needs. So thank you, Duncan. I appreciate your service, and I appreciate your service too.
And you're more than welcome to film outside, adjacent to the courthouse. We have camera crews come in all the time to film for media, say for example, and they do it just outside of the steps, right? And so there's still that symbolic link between where you're filming and the location, but you're not doing it inside the courthouse where there may be security or privacy concerns.
Sure. Thank you so much. I will discuss that when I'm with them upstairs.
Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone. All the best. Have a great day. All right, folks, here we are now in front of the Victoria Courthouse. We are going to give another package to the Supreme Court scheduling because they are kind of the last barrier before actually accessing a judge. And I would love to talk to a judge right away about this, but the last judge that I talked to suppressed the record, which is kind of the main thing that allows these criminals to thrive on. And after he complimented the insurance company lawyer and then shut me down, I really have to assume that I must continue forward with, I don't want to say disregard, but I must continue in all reasonable ways to continue to progress and publicize this issue. Let's go give it to the Supreme Court. We will return at 8:30, 7:30? Perhaps. Perhaps. Okay. Oh, hello.
Hey, yeah.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent, thanks.
I'm just letting you know that the the judicial case scheduler is working from home today.
Okay.
So I think that there should be a number you can contact. 1 second here.
And what if I wanted to drop something off, slide it through the mailbox?
You can't drop anything off here.
How about just like this?
But you can leave whatever you want here.
Perfect. Thank you. They'll have to get that.
Yeah. So give me a second here. I'll see if did you need to contact them?
No, that's okay. I contacted them earlier last week.
Okay.
I let them know I would be coming, and
okay.
that document will also let them know that I'm going to be back on Thursday to make a public declaration.
Yeah.
But I will contact them through the appropriate means.
Sorry, just 1 second.
No problem at all. What's your name?
Yeah, 10-4. They said that they just want to come back on Thursday and talk to them in person. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and then I'm going to give it to them.
Absolutely.
So,
and what's your name?
I am Deputy Sheriff Lawrence.
Deputy Sheriff Lawrence,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah,
Do you know
very
what this
well.
file is about?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I talked to the head of the Sheriff's Department, Lisa, and
Okay.
I let her know about what's involved in there. And I was a sexual abuse victim on the
Okay.
national diving team as a child.
Okay.
And after convicting the pedophile coach and then bringing a civil trial to court in which the police exposed that the guy who abused me had been busted 10 years earlier in Vancouver, but the organization suppressed the record and brought him to Victoria. And so as I went through civil litigation, all
Oh,
levels,
sorry, guys. Are
all
you filming?
levels, all
You can't be
levels.
filming in the courthouse.
Laura, was it?
No, it's not. So I need you to.
Oh, please. Well, if you'd
you
like,
can't
let's
film
step
in the courthouse.
outside. Let's
no,
step
I'm not
outside
gonna, I'm
because.
not going to go outside with you, but you're more than welcome to head outside.
Okay, thank you.
But you can't be filming in the courthouse.
Sure, fellas, you can head
So-
out. You can head out.
Thank
I'll
you.
I'll continue giving service here. What the
And you're recording me.
The reason-
So I don't want you to be recording me.
The-
So you can head outside as well.
Sure. Okay. All right, folks, we are outside of Crawford Co. They are the in-between company, in between the insurance company and the lawyers. So let's go inside and present them with this package. And on our way up there, we'll talk about how businesses evade prosecution and lawful scrutiny by creating sister corporations. Crawford & Co. being one of those sister corporations. So the insurance company hires Crawford & Co. and then they hire the lawyer. And funny enough, the insurance company lawyer was the same lawyer for the diving organization. How on earth can the diving organization represent the public interest when their lawyer is a private corporate lawyer, employed and paid by the insurance company? Well, that's why we're here doing what we're doing, so that we can continue to improve the system. Here we are. Perhaps nobody's here today, but we've got a great mail system. So, thank you. And this is oh, hello there. How are you?
Good.
Is Jennifer Timms in today?
Nope.
Okay, my name is Wegadesk.
Yep.
I was involved in a case in which Crawford & Co. was a part of.
Yep.
And so I have a package for her.
I'll make sure she gets it.
Thank you so much. What's your
Okay,
name?
Renee.
Renee, thank you so much. It's
Okay.
wonderful to see you today.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Renee. All right. Service with a smile. Hey, how can you argue with that? Exactly. On to the next. Let's go. All right, everybody, here we are, our final destination of the day. We are going to send this off to the Canadian Judicial Council in Ottawa. I hope it really inspires them to reach out to me and find ways that we can resolve this issue. I'm also sending this to CBC Vancouver, as they are a huge broadcasting network. And honestly, if they were to deny putting this case on the record publicly through their massive means, then there might be something up with CBC, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and send them a message. Now, the lineup's pretty long in here, so I won't expect you to come in.
Oh, thanks very much.
Glorious day to you, sir. I'd like to send those off. Just regular. Signage, please, if possible. Thank you. All right, folks. We've given the package to all the appropriate people now, and now we are at the Songhees Nation Cultural Center, and look at how beautiful it is. We are so blessed to be here, and I certainly want to acknowledge that my powers have been greatly facilitated by nature, which has been so well preserved and looked after and respected because of the ways of the First Nations people. King George III, in his royal proclamation, gave almost all of North America legally back to the natives. And that's in Section 25A of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And he specifically said, any colonial agents are supposed to remove themselves immediately, because the First Nations way of life is crucial to a healthy global economy. And that's because he's from Europe. He knows those guys are going to chop down all the forests to make the money, sell out whatever they can, and make sure the insurance companies keep the scams going. But here on Turtle Island in North America, the First Nations people are the people of the land. And so I'm here to distribute this. It's a public need for help. And it's advertising that on Thursday, December 1st, I'm going to be down at the Victoria Courthouse making my public declaration. So I'm grateful to be here. Thank you to the traditional peoples of this land, the Coast Salish people, which encompasses over 200 tribes, minimum. That's just what we know of. So thank you so much. I'm going to go in and deliver this to them, and special acknowledgement to everybody, whether you're First Nations or not, if you're respecting the land. And ultimately, the true land is our bodies. Get rid of the alcohol, get rid of the drugs, get rid of the pornography. There is an amazing heaven waiting for you. You've just got to let go of all the shit. Thank you so much. Good day, everyone. Here we are at the Saanich Commonwealth Place where this story originated. I trained almost 7 hours every day for 10 years here as I became a national champion multiple times, world record setter, and these guys did not handle my public disclosure properly. When I came forward publicly at a national competition, I was actually asked to leave the premises when I was trying to get the pedophile removed from the premises. And the reason was the pedophile coach Trevor Palmatier called the building and said, I'm gonna sue you if you allow this guy to publicly defame my name on your property. So imagine that, a child victim coming forward, trying to get the pedophile removed from all the children that are there, and I get asked to move. So again, another great example of how the system is used to suppress the record. So I'm putting these up here, and we're gonna go in and meet with the building manager and give them an opportunity to support this movement and get back some good karma that they lost when they kicked me out of the building for trying to help protect kids. All right, let's go. And as you can see, we've put up a couple of these public help requests, and let's go get this done. Good day, sir. Wow, such a beautiful environment, hey? A beautiful facility built for the Commonwealth Games. Wow, brings back a lot of memories being here. And I do want to extend a great thanks to everybody watching. Your witness is very important in helping facilitate the growth of the collective consciousness in regards to this issue. Trauma transformation is your opportunity to change your life for the better in nothing short of magical ways. So thank you all for being here, and I'm very excited about this.
Are we on the video? How can I help you?
Hi there, I'm looking to speak with the building manager.
Hi, I'm not sure if the building manager is in at her desk, but I'm happy to go check.
Whoever's the head of command here, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me double check if Jen is in her office, and if not, I will get you the duty supervisor.
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
Good day, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. My name is Wegadesk. I was a national team athlete.
I'm familiar with
You're-
who you are, actually. I've
Thank
seen
you
some
so
of your
much.
stuff on Facebook.
Awesome,
You're not
thank you.
filming me right now. Can I ask you to stop filming right
Sure,
now, please?
no problem, sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you. Happy
Thank-
to talk with you. but-
Awesome, thank you. So the reason why I'm here is because I'm putting up these pamphlets that is a call for support for a public declaration that I'm making down at the Victoria Courthouse. I'll be making it December 1st, Thursday, 2020. And the reason why I'm here talking to you specifically is because when I came forward about the sexual abuse that I experienced by Trevor Palmatier, I was asked to leave by your staff because Trevor called the pool and said, I'll sue you if you allow him to defame his character. So that incurred a massive karmic debt in this building. And I'm asking for your facilitation to promote this because the case that I'm bringing forward, I went through all levels of court and everybody's suppressing the record because I think it probably has something to do with people's internal trauma and
Why don't we
the
come into
result.
my office?
Sure, thank you.
Just one second, I have a meeting up and running, but I just...
Okay.
Jason, are you there still? I'm just gonna jump out for a minute, okay?
Thanks,
I
Jennifer.
love your sweater, by the way.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saddened to learn about your history in the facility. It was brought to my attention maybe about a year ago.
Yep.
I've only been in this position for about 2 years, and I was really saddened to learn about the experience that you had, and I can't speak much to what transpired before my time here.
Of course, yeah.
And I don't even recall the details of whether you were successful in navigating the criminal court
The
process
criminal
and
court, I
holding
was.
that person accountable.
Yes, I was. Because of my extremely public declaration, I went to all levels of authority, including the police, and nobody was willing to do anything. And so I told 40 people here at a diving competition. And only
Right.
because I told everybody, another athlete saw it and said, nobody's doing anything, I've got to come forward too. And this guy was years behind in his healing.
Yeah.
He was like, deny still. So that's what this process is about, because the criminal case was successful, but then the civil case involved the lawyers getting in, or the insurance company getting involved, silencing the record, starving me out, and then I get to the courts and the judge compliments the insurance lawyer right away, then silences me after 15 minutes of a 3-hour court schedule that I had, and said, you're not to bring anything more to the courts unless it goes through a lawyer. Now that is an order delaying justice, because every lawyer has over 50 cases that they're working. Not to mention, I'm the expert with this case. It's unfortunately or fortunately become a life mission of mine to fix my community in a way that even the Supreme Court of Canada has ruled. R versus Friesen, check it out. R versus Friesen, they say the Canadian Judicial Council has ruled that Canada is failing to protect children. Sexual abuse is on the rise. And why? I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the experiences that I've had. So I've put together a hefty package.
Is this what you're bringing forward is in relation to the stuff that's been happening with Hockey Canada in terms of the fact that it's been found out that they had this little reserve fund for paying people off, and
It's all about
yeah.
suppressing the record. And then you go to court and they suppress the record. Everybody suppresses the record, when the only way to fix a problem is to acknowledge that you have it.
Yeah.
And you can't do that until you hear about the problem.
Yeah.
So I've gone through all available measures for years in the court system. And so now my duty is to say, okay, you guys obviously aren't capable. Even the Supreme Court has ruled that. So let's bring massive publicity to this, because those people in those high positions of power act a lot better when they're actually under the
Held
public
accountable,
scrutiny.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I encourage you to allow these to stay up. I would like to put some up around the pool. And again, like I say, this is a good decision for you, your moral character. What do you want to build for the future in your life? You could not have a more competent and pure person in front of you. And what I say is anybody who is diminishing this case or creating resistance is facilitating the continued sexual exploitation of kids in our country. So I really appreciate you taking this time with me.
Yeah, I can't give you an answer on posting this. It doesn't really meet with our typical criteria for the things that we post, but I do want to make you aware of the changes that we've made to try and prevent the types of things from happening that happened to
Sure.
you. I don't know if you know, but our high performance user agreement has changed since the time that you were here, in that it's no longer funded by 3 levels of government, and now it's Saanich funded only. So that's given us more oversight into control into who we fund in to be our high performance partners.
Yeah.
And one of the requirements of them is that they have to remain in good standing with their provincial or national sport organization, which I know you're calling into question the ability of those organizations to actually do effective and meaningful work in terms of preventing abuse. But what we're finding, I mean, all of those PSOs and NSOs are developing programs and holding their subgroups responsible for doing the pertinent staff and parent training to prevent abuse within sport. And so that's one of the ways that we are holding them accountable. We've also got our child protection training in-house that all recreation staff have to complete at the time of hiring, and really clear protocol for what they have to do if abuse is reported to them, if they see something that they suspect is being abuse, and the reporting protocol from them to me, to the ministry, to the police as appropriate. And those are things that we take very seriously.
Wonderful, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate hearing about the the elevated level of intent to protect the kids that are out there.
Absolutely.
It was at the beginning of my disclosure, I told everybody in the pool, and then I came up to meet with Ann Carmichael, who I knew for 10 years while I was here. And I told her everything, and she looked me straight in the face and said, "Wegedesk, I've known Trevor for 10 years. There's no way he could do something like that." And so I appreciate everything that you guys are doing within your organization, but I do believe within your organization is mandates of some kind to protect children.
Absolutely.
And this is doing that. And I promise you that if these, I'm going to put them up, if they're taken down, then that is going to be another occurrence. And I could file litigation against you guys because a member of this organization came and publicly removed me in front of other people. When I was doing
publicly removed you.
That's right. When I was here.
Oh, you're meaning
when I was doing
historically. Sorry,
that's
I thought you meant today.
When I was there giving my public disclosure, I was asked to leave when I had gone to Ann Carmichael and asked her to ask Trevor to leave. So I was publicly defamed in front of people when the authorities of the building got it entirely wrong. So I'm sorry to give you this notice because it puts you in a tough spot if you don't have the balls to step up to the plate and push the envelope against the sexual exploitation of kids. Because all those ideas that you have about what you're allowed to do, those pedophiles don't have them. So if you're looking to protect the kids, honestly, all you have to do is not get in my way. And you get to accumulate amazing karma, feel good about yourself, and allow this world to actually grow in the right way that it's capable of growing.
I hear what you're saying.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time today.
Yeah, it was really actually a pleasure to meet you in person.
Definitely.
I have heard a lot about you, and I know that there's actually still staff here in the building who hold you in really high regard.
Thank you.
And remember fondly the time that you were here in the facility.
Absolutely. I set a world record in this building. Olympic
really?
trials, that's right, for the most difficult list of dives ever competed off a 10-meter platform.
Wow.
More flips, more twists, and in harder positions than everybody around the world.
What an accomplishment.
There was a lot of good that was here, and it's just our natural place as humans to go through bad records and improve them. So I really appreciate you taking this time to receive this message, and I hope that it bears fruits for us.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask what your plan is for the rest of your time here today?
Today, I would like to put up some more pamphlets, and then we'll be on our way.
Did you say that you were doing something in the legislature?
That's right. No, not at the legislature, at the courthouse, at the
At the
Victoria Courthouse. That's on the bottom there. It's Thursday,
Right.
December 1st at noon.
Mhm.
And it will be a public declaration reading off a massive, it's not massive, but a heavy record of what I call a publication of atrocious record. And it's available on my website, wegadesk.com, under the Justice for Children. I'm publishing everything. I'm publishing everything because we got to be held accountable. You know, there's just...
It's WEGADESK.
That's right.
.com.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. I won't be allowed to let these stay up in the facility because they don't align with our policy.
Protecting kids?
It's not as simple as that.
But it is.
They just don't align with our policies for posting of materials in public spaces, and it's not because I have any intention of trying to squash the motivation of what it is you're trying to accomplish.
But
it
you are.
Absolutely aligns
But
with
you
our
are.
purpose.
But you are. And the fact that you've made this decision so quickly without consulting anybody else for possible support, I know working in an organization is an ability to gather support within your organization to then allow something like this to take place. So again, this service is an opportunity to benefit for you, plain and simple. You do with it what you would like, but understand that this type of work is the type of work that we take with us past death. The last thing I want to do is be in purgatory having to explain why this extremely obvious action wasn't followed by me. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you in person.
Thank
and
you.
I really wish you all the best
Thank
with your
you.
mission. You are obviously very passionately motivated.
Absolutely. Thank you. Awesome. All right, guys. So here we are putting up some of these call to actions. Public help needed. And it's all about what's going on Thursday. Publicity may be the only way that these types of issues get solved, because I've experienced that, man, people don't really want to act unless they're really under public pressure. So we're going to put them up all over town.
Oh yeah.
Get that public awareness going. Thank you, God. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much. All right. On to the next. Let's go. We'll head down to the legislation building and the inner harbor because there's lots of traffic there, and we really want to get the word out about this.